All right, boys and girls, it's like Christmas time around here. College football season is here again. My name's JP.
And I'm AC.
And this is Cardinal Pairadice. Let's get right into it. UofL begins their ACC play tomorrow night against the U. This will be our inaugural game as an ACC member. It is a blackout game. I'd like to remind everybody to please wear your black shirts or black uniforms or anything black you want to wear. Miami's going to start a true freshman, Kaya, tomorrow, so we'll see how he handles the pressure. And, of course, he's got a good running back behind him, Duke Johnson. That guy did not play against us in the Russell Athletic Bowl. And if y'all recall, we crushed them in the Russell Athletic Bowl. Crushed them. It was pretty bad. He is a very, very good running back. He's a superstar. I think he'll be a lottery pick next year. Come NFL draft time, the guy's really, really good. The Ville's going to counter with Will Gardner, who will be getting his first career start, but he did play quite a bit last year. Not quite a bit, but he did play several games backing up Teddy Bridgewater, and Teddy was pretty good, so he learned from one of the best. And then we'll have a whole stable of running backs that are also going to be very, very good that'll help take some pressure off Will, as well as some wide receivers.
Yeah, we got a host of about 5 or 6 good receivers. You know, you got Quick, Eli Rogers, Gerald Christian, Matt Milton, De La Cruz. We've got some guys that can replace Spider-Man, Devontae Parker, who's out with an injury. So they'll get it done tomorrow.
And Michael Dyer also is questionable. We don't have any inside information, but that's just what we hear. So we'll see whether or not he plays. I'm not sure. I don't think he will, but who knows? Game time tomorrow, I guess we'll see. We also want to talk a little bit about the defense. UofL only returns 4 starters on defense, so we still have a lot of really, really talented players on defense, and I think they're going to be fine tomorrow.
Miami returns about 6 or 7 starters back.
That's right.
You know, they're always a speed-driven team, powerful. You know, it's Miami. You got some of the best recruits out of Florida, and we know that here in Louisville. So I think they'll be up and ready.
I do too. Since Louisville, this is Louisville's first game, we will not have our little segment on our Dice Player of the Week. That'll be next week. Also, next week's show will include AC's wide receiver talk, where he'll talk a little bit about the wide receivers and who he thought performed best. We do want to talk a little bit about some other teams around the country that really impressed us this week, and I'm going to start with Texas A&M on Thursday. All I can say is wow. Kenny Hill and Kevin Sumlin. Kevin Sumlin has the it factor when it comes to coaching, and they absolutely demolished South Carolina.
They look really good. I mean, they made the whole state of Texas forget about the money man, Mr. Manziel. So big ups to Texas A&M.
Really, really played great. I was impressed with those guys. Also, Florida State, they looked okay. No big deal. Of course, they say most teams make their biggest improvement from week 1 to week 2, so we'll see how everybody does next week in week 2.
Jamie Swiston, he just didn't look that good yesterday, so hopefully he can get it together and lead his team.
Yeah. The Ducks, I thought, looked really good. Oregon played super well. They're like a well-oiled machine. They appear to be in midseason form already, and I really, really like them going forward. I think Oregon's going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Yes.
They do have a tough matchup coming up next week that we'll talk about a little bit. Also, props to our good friend Jeff Brom, Western Kentucky's new head coach. Had a really good game. They danced around the field for 59 points on a decent MAC team, Bowling Green. I was really surprised that they scored that many points on Bowling Green.
Yeah, the MAC plays a good brand of football, and they bring tough teams into your place. And Jeff, I mean, he's a good coach. He's got some good pedigree. You know, has throngs of fans here in Louisville.
Yeah, he does.
And of course, being the first family of football here in Louisville, the Brahms. So, you know, he's going to get it done. And
AC played with him when he was back here at Louisville, too. Our next segment, we want to skip forward just a little bit, is called the Crapped Out Team of the Week. And that's the Crapped Out Team of the Week that performed, we thought, the worst of this past weekend. My team is obviously Clemson. I thought Clemson was going to do a lot better against Georgia. They looked great in the first half. Maybe it's tied or they may have been down 3 at half. I don't know. It was a good game. The second half, I think Clemson forgot to come out of the locker room and show up to play, and Georgia absolutely just killed them. Gurley and those guys.
They just didn't look ready. And
No.
Gurley's a grown man when he's running the ball. So you had a grown man on the field with you, Clemson. It's time to step up.
Gee whiz. I mean, kickoff returns, running. He did it all. He did it all for them, and Georgia really, really good. AC, who's your crapped out team of the week?
Well, let me look here and see. Let me see. We got a few teams here. One, Iowa State stands out.
Oh, man.
They got beat by North Dakota State. North Dakota State lost 12 starters, and they got a brand new coach. So, Iowa State, you just crapped out.
Oh, Big 12 team, not so good. Yeah, North Dakota State, good win. They've upset a few teams here lately, so year after year it seems like they get a win against I could still call it Division I team. So anyway, that's pretty impressive by them. Let's jump over here to take a few questions. We've had 3 or 4 viewers here emailed questions to us, and we welcome your questions. Andrew Wibbles from Tulsa, Oklahoma asks, why can't they just shoot Devontae Parker's toe up with cortisone and put him back in the game? I like your spunk, Andrew, but I don't know if that'll work or not. Me not being a doctor, I'm not real sure. AC?
Andrew, I don't think cortisone works on bones.
Yeah.
It doesn't bring the bone back together. No. So, it's just something they can't do.
Probably won't work for the big guy this week. And AC will have a, what do you call it, Spider-Man watch, or, what he likes to call Devontae Parker Spider-Man. So
we're going to watch. This is his first week out. I think we got about 4 more weeks till we can see him again. So hopefully he's back in 5 weeks, and get well soon, Devontae.
That's right. Get well soon for sure. We'll miss you. Dewey Warren from Fairdale, Kentucky asks, how do you think Will Gardner will perform tomorrow? AC, what do you think?
I think Will is pretty much set up for success with Bobby Petrino. I mean, you put an average quarterback in Bobby's system and he'll succeed, in which Will is above average. So, he's gonna do well.
I totally agree. And don't forget, Ryan Mallett did pretty well in Bobby Petrino's system when he was there for a couple years. So I think he'll be fine also. All right, and we got a special guest question here. Former UofL quarterback Browning Nagel would like to know, which QB do you think will be most effective tomorrow?
I'm going to say Gardner. Gardner has a little bit more experience. He's been in a system for a couple of years. Not Bobby's system, but he's been here. And, Bobby, again, he puts his quarterbacks in a position to win. What do you think?
I think Will Gardner as well. We're both going to be a little bit biased on some of these questions, obviously, going forward. But I still think Will Gardner will do better. Kai is a true freshman. Obviously, the kid's got talent because he's starting, so we'll see how he does tomorrow night. And then one more question real quick. Ashley Davis asks, how much of a social faux pas will it be if I don't wear black to an August football game?
Well, Ashley, you probably shouldn't even show up if you don't wear black tomorrow night.
And you might stick out like a sore thumb because when everybody has black on, you got a different color on, you're probably going to stick out a little bit. We'd like to go through and predict a few games real quick for next week. Starting with Pitt and BC, we'll jump right into it.
I'm going to go with Pitt.
I'm going to go with BC. South Carolina State and Clemson.
I'm going to say Clemson.
I think Clemson bounces back next week, obviously. Richmond at Virginia.
Virginia, come on at the end of the game. They play pretty good.
I agree, Virginia there. Old Dominion at North Carolina State.
NC State, come on. You got
NC State,
pick it up.
I agree. Yeah. Florida A&M and Miami.
Well, I think that score will be 76-0.
It could be. Citadel's going to take their talents down to Florida State and play Florida State next week.
Don't even go. Stay home.
Florida State, I agree. Michigan and Notre Dame. Hang on now.
Go, Blue, go.
All right, AC's going with Michigan. I'm going to pick Notre Dame at home. I think Notre Dame's got a chance to win that game, but it's going to be a good one, yeah. Virginia Tech, Ohio State, another good matchup next week.
Well, Ohio State without the quarterback, I think. Virginia Tech.
Oh, Oh, wow. You know what? I'm going to go with Virginia Tech as well in that game. And then San Diego State plays at North Carolina.
Ooh, that's going to be tough. San Diego State always brings in a tough team. I'm going to go with San Diego State for the upset.
All right. And I'm going to say in North Carolina. They might get that done. And I think that's about got our show wrapped up.
We didn't predict anything about the Cards.
Whoa. Let's back up a little bit. Back up a little bit here. We forgot about our big game tomorrow night. That will be the Louisville Cardinals against the Miami Hurricanes. Some people like refer to them as the U. I think tomorrow it's going to be the L because they're going to lose. I'll take Louisville by 7 tomorrow. Not sure what the score will be. I'll say 35-28. Louisville wins.
I say we don't give up that many points at home. I'm going to say 31-13.
All right, 35-28, 31-13 AC.
And JP, give me a score, because if Miami comes in and they step on the Cardinal, give me a prediction.
They did that once before, and that's never a good idea to stomp on the Cardinal Bird. If they stomp on the Cardinal Bird, I think Louisville wins 50-10.
I'm going to go 45-0.
All right, 45-0, 50-10 if the U decides to stomp on the Cardinal Bird. So we'll see how our predictions do next week, and we'll see how Louisville does against Miami. Good luck tomorrow in our blackout game, our first ACC game. I think Louisville's going to do well.
Go Cards.
Go Cards is right. And don't forget to visit our website, www.cardinalpairadice.com. I'm JP.
And I'm AC.
This is Cardinal Paradise, and that's how we roll.